Hello from the coast. I'm currently wandering around Lossiemouth, and there's a really amazing coastal trail, the Murray Coast Trail. I thought maybe that I would go down to the beach, but I can't get there currently. It's blocked by a river, basically a sea river, and the bridge is, I guess, out of order. So I can see the dunes from a distance and it's beautiful. I really want to paint the dunes. It's a bit windy and chilly in this location. I might actually go wander along the main street along the coast because I think I see a harbor and like sailboats in the distance, and that might be a really fun challenge. But first I'm gonna enjoy a snack. If you ever come to Scotland, you have to try one of these. This is a macaroni pie. Yes, that's right. It is a pastry filled with macaroni and cheese, topped with cheese. The ultimate carb lunch before painting. Even if you just wanted to come here and walk around and like soak up the coastal vibes, this is such a cute little town. They have all the amenities you could want. And there's even like public facilities. It's like plein air luxury, actually. And just in front of me is the pier, the ocean, distant mountains, sand dunes. It's perfection. Found this little lookout spot, and you can just see this beautiful span of beach. I actually think I might want to paint here because it's a really nice perspective of the beach with the mountains in the distance and the dunes, and the reflection on the water is really cool right here. I think I might just do a quick little sketch. Okay, now that the first layer has dried, I can start playing with the contrast. What I'm gonna do is darken a bit of those distant mountains because they're a little bit more pronounced against the sky, and this sand dune here. And then probably add a couple little like definition on the edge of these waves coming up the shore. And then here, I need to do some cracks and crevices in this wall. You can't really see in the video because it's so backlit, but in person I can see quite a bit of detail in those rocks. And so this color that I already added is technically like the lighter version of whatever is there, and then I'll do the darker cracks and shadows and stuff. I'm keeping the distant hills pretty light though. I am absolutely loving this portable painter. It is just perfect for me, for my workflow. And I don't know if you guys remember me mentioning that one of these is loose on mine, and I contacted them and they were instantly like, oh no, that's awful, I'm sorry, and they're sending a new one, which is like, that's the most amazing customer service. Because I in my email to them, I was like, do you know of any fixes that I can do myself? Like, I wasn't expecting them to send me a new one. But yeah, they were just like, yeah, we'll send a replacement. We're really sorry about that. And they actually saw my YouTube video, which was really cool. I like it. I like having a relationship with a company, especially with products that I truly love and truly believe in. So something that I've been thinking about a lot in my plein air painting is the whole idea of interpreting what I see into a painting versus copying. And there's nothing wrong with copying if that's like your thing, if you're going for like hyper realism, or not even hyper realism, just realism in general. Hiya. Hiya. No worries. My perspective is definitely off. Like, this is way too tall, way too big compared to what I see. But it was good practice, just like capturing the light, hitting the water and the shadows and all of that. I think I'm gonna call this one done. I'm gonna move to a different spot because this this area seems to be attracting a lot of people. So it's fine. It's just that it can be a little distracting when I'm trying to make a video. But yeah, I did a couple sketches of the water while I was waiting for this to dry. This little wave and this wave. But I'm gonna just wander a little bit that way because I think I see boats over there. That might be fun. But yeah, a nice little spot. People ask me how I film my plein air videos, and it's different every single time. And it's a struggle every single time. Half the time I don't have a tripod, or there's not really a good spot to set up a tripod, and I'm carrying lots of stuff, so I don't always want to bring like my whole setup. And it's really hard to get a good angle with my GoPro. It's hard to get a good angle with a phone. The sun is an issue. So I improvise pretty much every single time. And that's just what you gotta do if you want to do a lot of plein air videos. Figure out something that works. So maybe I'll do a video about that in the future, but honestly, I just feel like it's one of those things, like, you gotta figure it out as you go, because it's gonna be different for everybody. And like, I can share what equipment I use. So you guys pretty much know, if you watch my videos, I have a phone and a GoPro. And sometimes I use like my nicer camera if I have a place to set up a tripod. All right, I packed up kind of quick and left because there were like suddenly a ton of people over there. But yeah, filming plein air is such a challenge. It's as difficult as it is to paint outside. So, uh-oh. I think I just went into an area that's blocked off. So if you are an artist and you like to paint outside and you want to record videos, I suggest before you like think of sharing them, just do a bunch of tests, because that's having the pressure of filming, making a good video, and doing a good painting is very overwhelming. And sometimes it even stops me from doing it. But the more you do it, the easier it gets. You figure out little quirks here and there, and even if you become like really good at it, not every video is going to turn out shareable. So, you know, just be kind to yourself, be patient with yourself, and try to still enjoy the painting, because that's what it's all about. Like, do your best to make a good video if that's your thing, but like, no matter what, enjoy the process, enjoy the painting. I found the boats. Just keeps going and going. Lots of boats. To be honest, I'm very intimidated. I don't know if I'm gonna do anything with the boats, paint or sketch, but I want to. It's one of those things where I'm like, this is gonna be really hard. But that's when I learn the most, so it's like, you know, just do it. Future Sarah here. I just wanted to interject and let you know that I came back to this location a couple weeks later and painted a boat with gouache. It was also my first test run of my new Portable Painter Micro palette, which is the smaller version of the Portable Painter. So that is now uploaded to Patreon, and the link is in the description below if you want to check it out. Okay, back to the boats. Walked quite far. And this is like this really old boat that's propped up that has all these cool features that I think I might sketch. Because I realized I don't have any more watercolor paper, I have toned paper. So yeah, I guess we're just gonna sketch. Don't know what I use this page for, but looks good enough. Sometimes just sketching unfamiliar objects is helpful for just training your eye how to see. In general, no matter what I'm sketching, I like to start with big shapes. And the other thing you can do is basically like comparing pieces of the thing to other pieces of the thing. So like, how big is this thing right here compared to what's above it, or what's on this side? You know, like just always comparing sizes of things. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. I think just getting the pencil moving helps. Like, it takes the nerves away. Actually, you know, in general, I feel like I've just been trying to enjoy my time outdoors, not put so much pressure on myself to make something amazing. So just going out to sketch like this, feels like a worthy activity. Only thing is, I really don't have a lot of time. The whole reason I'm here is to do some errands in town. Saturday, and Wolfie works today. Not every Saturday, but he did today. So I rode in with him, and then I took his car to the bank and a bunch of other places, and then I had like a few hours to kill, or I have a few hours to kill till he's done with work. So I'm like, oh, I'll just go do some painting and sketching. Didn't know where I was gonna go, just happened to come here. Really glad I made it over here though. These are like the things that are propping up the boat. Oh, but yeah, so I don't have a lot of time because it's already like 11:45 and he usually gets done at 12. But I think he said he's working late today, so I have no idea if I'm even gonna finish the sketch when he calls me. Which is why I figured, like, start with pencil, do as much as I can, and then if I can add some ink, cool. Otherwise, I guess it'll just be some quick lines. I love being able to hear the waves in the distance. If you are into urban sketching or want to get better at it, there's an artist named Fennelly. He is like my urban sketching idol. He does all sorts of subjects, but I love the way he combines realism with very, very loose, abstract, almost abstract and very expressive marks. And he is doing a bunch of etcher workshops lately. You can go watch the replays. I think it's like $5 or something like that. And there's at least one free one on YouTube, on the Etcher YouTube channel. But it's absolutely worth it. Like, definitely recommend his workshops. Antennas everywhere. Buoys. So yeah, that's another thing about filming plein air. Like, a lot of times I don't even know if what I'm doing is in focus. I just put the camera or hold the camera and forget about it. I've become pretty good at that. Like holding it while I paint or draw. But that's part of it, is just like forgetting that I'm even doing that, so I can focus on the drawing. Okay, so should we try to add some ink? Okay, we're gonna do something a bit weird, but I like shoved my gouache into the ring of my sketchbook so it'll stay put. But one thing I love about this is that the light is like almost straight above, so there's like little pieces that are catching the light, and I kind of want to do a couple of those details. It's just like the top edge. I'm going to add a bit of light on the ground just to indicate the shadows, or I think it will help kind of ground it a little bit. I don't know if this will have the effect I want it to, but also I'm not using any water and the gouache is pretty sticky, so this is definitely a challenge. It's like not moving across the paper. I think it kind of helps to have this highlight behind it, or on the ground, I mean. I'm like frantically trying to get this gouache to move across the paper. It's good enough. We're gonna move on to ink. If Wolfie calls me, I want to have some of the line work done. Wet, sticky gouache. Boats have crazy, weird shapes, you guys. I don't even get it. There's all sorts of stuff happening that I don't understand. But it's really fun to draw because of that weirdness. What is your guys' favorite thing to sketch outside? Mine is definitely landscapes, that's probably obvious, but I do really enjoy the challenge of urban sketching because it's lots of architecture, buildings, boats, everything, man-made stuff, you know, it's just, that is a challenge for me. I mean, I definitely feel out of practice whenever I go. But it's good because, you know, sometimes I actually get commissions for architectural type stuff, and continuing to do this helps. It helps all my paintings, really, but yeah, like those commissions. Like I recently did not recently, but I did, this past year, did a pretty elaborately detailed Japanese garden and temple. So I had to really focus on the perspective and details, and oh man. It was so much fun though. I mean, I love temple architecture. I gotta go. Alright, this is it. Quick sketch. Boat. Sketch. Boat. Time to go. Sometimes that's just the way it goes. But I hope you enjoyed spending the day with me by the coast. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more like this, just make sure you subscribe.